Hello and welcome to your Research Senior Project. I am so excited to be working with you this quarter on helping you get through the completion of your requirement to complete a senior project. This is not just a required component of your studies at Cal Poly, but a chance for you to explore a topic with me this quarter that I will be working on in terms of research. In this video, I'm going to talk about some of the course learning objectives and the requirements that I expect of you, and also some tips and things that you'll need to know in order to be successful in the course. So there are several learning objectives that have been established by the college in terms of what you should know after you finish your research senior project. So the first one is to be able to synthesize relevant concepts, theories, and evidence from empirical research to justify the need for and importance of a research or creative topic. Adopt a leadership role in the design and execution of a research or creative project. Analyze primary or secondary data or information in the spirit of empirical inquiry. And lastly, effectively disseminate project findings in oral and written form and at a level appropriate for professional audiences. So in this course this quarter, I have a research project that I'm very excited to have your help on. You're going to be working on reviewing the literature to help put together the information for the introduction piece of writing an academic paper. That is going to be really important in terms of informing what we already know about the topic and what are some of the gaps in knowledge. And I'm also going to have your help coding some of the data from different data sets, which we will talk about when we meet in person in more detail. There are some requirements as well that have been established by the department in the college for this course. So it is expected that you spend a minimum of 30 hours of work over the course of the quarter. So you should spend at least about 3 hours per week on work related to this course. You do need to fulfill all the requirements of the project agreed upon in the initial contract, which you can download on Canvas and complete. We can complete that together as we talk about what exactly you'll be working on for the project this quarter. You'll need to submit a 1,000-word written document on your experience working on the project by the end of the quarter, and so we can talk about this in more detail as well. But what I envision is that this paper will, in the first part, be basically a literature review on the topic that we'll be working on, and then towards the end of it, I envision the second piece of it including kind of a reflection and basically an opportunity for you to reflect on the work that you did and some of the things that you learned. You need to submit the final report, which I will add to the senior project repository. And then lastly, you have to deliver an oral presentation on your experience and what you learned and the findings from the project. Typically, I've had students present that to me as a member of the research team, but we can talk about opportunities for that as well this quarter. There is no required text for this class. However, there is a recommended text, the elements of style. I have placed the PDF of this reading for you on Canvas, so you do not need to purchase the book. You can just download that PDF for your reference. It's a really great reference in terms of writing style and how to be effective in writing, and I think a really valuable tool. Here is how your grade will be calculated this quarter. There are different assignments and points for each assignment. So you have that initial contract you'll need to complete in this first week and upload to Canvas by Sunday. There's participation points, and what that means is that you're regularly checking in with me on the dates that we have agreed upon in terms of meetings. And so as long as you're showing up to those and you're checking in and we're communicating in those meetings, then you'll get full points for that participation piece. You're going to put together a table summarizing at least 10 papers for the literature review, and that's worth 30 points. You have what I refer to as a research coding assignment. This is basically work that you're going to be doing throughout the quarter where you're kind of helping me code different things, and we'll talk about that assignment in more detail, but that is worth 40 points. You've got an outline of your final paper that you'll need to submit kind of later into the quarter. You'll have a rough draft you submit that I'll review and provide feedback on. You also have an oral presentation, as I mentioned, which can just be a presentation that you record and provide to me, or we could look at other opportunities as well. And then you have a final paper, which is a required component of the course. I know this sounds like a lot of work, but it's designed to be broken up into pieces each week. And so my recommendation to you in order to be successful in this course and for this to not feel like it's overwhelming you is just to stay on track and make sure you're meeting those milestones that we agree upon each week that are included in the course Canvas modules. So those are some of the kind of formal required components of the course and some of those required goals, but I also have some informal goals for this course that I hope that we can get to. I want to create a sense of community and support among seniors as you graduate. You know, there's not a lot of people enrolled in this course, so I may have you work a little bit as well with another senior who is in Health 461. Although the work you will be doing is a bit different, you are both, seniors that are graduating, and you'll be doing similar type of work. So I will make sure that we connect all of us together in terms of creating a sense of community for this senior project. I don't want this course to be overly stressful. This should not be the most stressful thing in your life this quarter. As I mentioned, it's really important to stay on top of the material and the assignments for each week in order for it to feel manageable. So I don't want you to be stressed out by this class, but I also want you to take pride in what you are doing and take it seriously. This is a required component of things you have to do in order to graduate with a degree from Cal Poly in kinesiology or public health. And lastly, I want you to produce something that will be helpful for you, something that will be helpful for you in terms of getting a job if that's what you choose to do after you finish at Cal Poly, or if you decide you want to go on to graduate school. You've got something to talk about in a personal statement, in a research concept, or even just in an interview when you have to go and interview for graduate school. So I am very excited to be working with you this quarter. We will meet in this first week. I'll follow up via email, but I am looking forward to helping you through this journey and hopefully completing and working on something that you are excited about.